Tonight, a special look at one of the last two slave ships to arrive in America.
Even though they are long gone, the slaves had an impact on art. Here's their story that has been hidden in history. Now calm and serene, the Savannah River was once a bustling, active route for importing and exporting goods in the river region. But its proud past includes a perilous period that changed lives and later influenced a segment of art culture.
The slave trade had been abolished in 1807 and really took effect in 1808. But this is 50 years later, in December of 1858.
About 400 slaves were brought to Georgia on a schooner called the Wanderer. 200 were taken through the dark, murky water of Horseshoe Creek and into Edgefield County, South Carolina.
There's newspaper accounts that talk about how intelligent they were, how quickly they learned when they came here and started working on the different plantations and whatever field they were skilled laborers.
Although ripped from their country with an uncertain future, the slaves would not let go of a piece of their past through the art of face jugs.
They're very rudimentary, they're very crude, they're very small, and it's believed that they practice the voodoo religion. And so they believed that they could talk to ancestors through the face vessels.
The jugs are small in stature, typically 3 to 8 inches tall, but they were large in meaning and the symbolism of home. Since the ending of slavery, potters have recreated face jugs crafted after old ones that are scarcely found around the country. While no one can put a true price on the service of slaves, collectors are paying high dollar to get a piece of their work.
They do fetch a large price, yes. At auction, they can go from anywhere $12,000 to $25,000.
Minister Fred Morton is the descendant of a slave brought over on the Wanderer.
He was stolen using a red piece of cloth, which was the payment. In Africa, you worked for cloth, and you bartered and traded with it. And so they waved a piece of cloth, and which was almost sort of like an ad, come work.
After arriving in Edgefield, his name was changed to Thomas Lanham. Death stole his body, but Minister Morton uses this cane to keep Thomas Lanham's memory alive.
I went to the place where the ship landed, where the Wanderer landed, and there was a piece of driftwood. It was cedar. And I brought it back and fashioned this.
Though traditionally used to assist in walking, the cane helps bring stability and accuracy to the memory of those who were knocked off their foundation by slavery.
I put the date 1858 that the ship sailed, and these notches would represent important dates in his life.
Dates long gone, like the slaves who were brought through this water, but their face jugs will forever serve as a glaring reminder of perseverance that will never be forgotten.
It's a story of, look where God has brought me from. It's a story of, just continue, hang in there, don't give up.
The Wanderers were also known as compassionate people, so much so they helped a prisoner who was being kept in South Carolina. His name was John Ogden. He was a missionary. He would later become one of the co-founders of an historically black college. It is known as Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee.
And speaking of HBCUs, here's tonight's Black History.